Hello, this is Lamont Stanley. I'm at New York Fitness in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. I'm going to train legs today, so let's get to work. Now, personally, when I train, I find it very crucial and important to warm up. I feel I get better gains and better pumps when I train with a warm muscle and a warm body, as opposed to, jumping into the heavier weight with a cold muscle. I'm warm. Today, with the amount of layers that I have on, you can see I'm working up a great sweat. I'm gonna get right to it. I'm gonna start with 95 pounds. I'm gonna do barbell squats. Here we go. I personally like the bar to sit lower on my back and my lower trapezius. Now this bar is at my chest level, but when you go heavier and you overload on the weights, it makes it easier to rack and unrack the weight by having the bar lower, as opposed to having to tippy toe your way back and load and unload the weight, which can be a safety hazard. So with the way this is set up, this is actually the perfect length that I'm gonna use, and we're gonna get started. Keep these close, I'll be using them. It's bottle number one. Come on. When I squat, I'm a firm believer in range of motion. Not everybody can squat and get as low as I can. For the people that do have the healthy joints and ligaments, I do recommend trying to get as low as you can. Now I'm at 185. As you can see, I'm warmed up. I built up a great sweat, so we're just going to continue to train and push and go from there. Now personally, when I set the bar, I do like to leave a little space just because I do like the sound of the plates jingling. You got to train hard, but safety's first. It's always important to train smart, train safe, have fun, but you want to train and you want to keep the future in mind. Tomorrow's a new day, so we don't want to do things and injure ourselves in our bodies and prevent ourselves from being able to train. I've personally found stretching to be very crucial and important to my training and my overall development, not just my legs. When you train, you send a lot of blood into your muscles. Each repetition, you're slightly sharing and you're tearing your muscles apart. So once again, stretching is good because it helps lengthen your muscles. It also prevents injury. So now I'm going to do some hip stretches, a little bit wider than a shoulder rep. I'm going to squat down as low as I can, and I'm going to use my elbows to push my inner thighs outward. So by doing this, I'm really opening up my hips. Sometimes I'll place my hands on the floor. This really gives me a good range of motion. For me, this is a really good feeling. So we're loosening up the muscles, just allowing more blood to get into the muscles, as well as drinking, the water. So all these things little things that I do, they go hand in hand. Drink your water, stay hydrated. That's 2 down. Come on. Woo. So I'm actually going to take a quick break. I'm going to go into the locker room and I'm going to put some dry clothing on. As I said, I have multiple layers on. I have a thermal shirt, which is soaked. I have another thermal shirt, so I have 2 thermals on. And I have a long sleeve shirt. I'm also going to increase the weight. I didn't allow too much time between sets. I also use that changing session, or that time that I took to change to recover. Got my bags of goodies. I got all kinds of straps and wraps and different tools and equipment that I like to use in the gym. So I'm actually gonna get a seat. As I go heavier and I overload, or I increase the weight, I do like to use knee wraps just because it gives me more stability. And you wrap them very tight. As you squat down, it acts in somewhat of a spring action. And also it gives you that extra boost in that spring. Come on. Now, during that set, I got a little wobbly. Typically, when I get up to the heavy amount of weights, I do like to have a spot, someone there for extra help, support, and stability. But unfortunately, I don't want to interrupt anyone's workout. There's not really anyone here that I'm really comfortable spotting me in a way that I, feel is sufficient and that I'm actually safe with. So, you do the best you can with what you have, and for this period of time, that was the best I could do. I could have possibly pushed out another rep, but we didn't want to do anything that was unsafe. So we're actually gonna go to a lesser weight, and we're gonna do more working sets. So we're gonna go back to 225, and in my opinion, this is where the work really starts. Come on, Lamont. Come on. Big legs. Well, squats for me, it's a staple in my workout. From seeing my legs, I've developed great quads from squatting. So this has been something that's been very effective and helpful for me. This is just something that I'll always incorporate into my routine. For me, I found I get the maximum amount of gains by keeping the intensity high. Regardless if I'm doing 315 pounds or if I'm doing 135, the most important thing in my opinion is the intensity, and pushing yourself, challenging yourself, just really taking your body physically and your mind mentally to that next level. That's where you achieve the maximum amount of gains, is pushing through your barriers. So now I'm gonna move on to a different exercise.